Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Procraft. It is my pleasure to bring you this exclusive replay from Team Liquid Pro and the one and only Liquid Haypro. He is in the red trunks and he is playing Zerg to the east of the Antigua shipyard versus his opponent from the mighty Team Dignitas. Currently the UK's hopeful, the top player currently residing in the UK, it is Dignitas BlinG. He is in the blue trunks and he is playing Protoss to the north. This should be a fairly entertaining matchup, I feel. I'm looking forward to watching this one go forward. These two guys, let me tell you a little bit of history. So, Dignitas BlinG was actually a former competitive Halo player, if you can believe that. Which is fairly unusual, honestly, when it comes to competing in Starcraft. You don't really see an awful lot of people like that. Yeah, he used to play a little bit of Age of Empires, but not competitively, and he played competitive Halo. So he transitioned into Starcraft 2, which is an interesting change, isn't it? Very much so. But I suppose the competitive attitude does transition through regardless of which game you happen to be playing. And then, of course, you got this guy, Haypro. Haypro, fantastic player, former Brood War player, of course, as well. And he actually won DreamHack with the Brood War tournament. I think it was 4 times in a row. This guy was crazy back in the day. Obviously, the tournament was nowhere near as big as it is now, but yeah, he actually did win that, and did so in a very impressive fashion. All right, we're going to see a Forge Fast Expand right here from Dignitas BlinG, and see what if Haypro's actually going to hatch first, which is fairly gutsy right there from him. BlinG hasn't scouted him yet, so BlinG could very easily cannon up here, and he probably should try to do so. That Forge is going to complete just as this probe arrives. So he's going to see the hatch first, and we'll see if he decides to cannon. Cannoning would be a good option to at least try and force a cancel, if anything. So we'll see what he decides to do. Okay, he spots the hatchery. Is he going to cannon, or is he not going to do that? We're about to find out, because if he goes for the Nexus right now, which is actually being blocked off right now by Haypro's drone. It's a kind of a curious decision not to try and place a cannon. He had the opportunity to do so, but I guess he thought that Haypro could have cleaned it up quite easily, and looks like he's not going to do that. He's actually going to go for the Nexus as well, so there you go. This is the danger with going hatch first against Protoss, is that they can, if they Forge Fast Expand, which they more than often do, you can easily get a pylon in the back, and damage can very, very easily be done there. Huge damage, could potentially force a cancel, which would be very unpleasant. So there you go. Cannon's going up with the back end, BlinG playing nice and safe for the time being. I have no complaints when it comes to BlinG's play. It's absolutely fine. Let's say you might think, well, there was an opportunity for him there. It's like, well, yeah, arguably there was, but honestly, still okay. Alright. Haypro scouting around, seeing what he can see, and that's 2 assimilators going up at the appropriate time. Haypro is just going to be working on macro for the moment, since BlinG can't really do anything to him. Any opportunity he had has now since passed, and for the next few minutes, Haypro is going to be able to expand uncontested. I would imagine he's going to take this expansion very, very shortly. It's usually a good idea, considering he knows that his opponent went for the Forge Fast Expand. Honestly, BlinG could have gone Nexus first there, but he was playing safe. It would be far too risky to do that. Very, very easy to have Haypro simply transition into an aggressive build early on to bust that. There you go. Wall-off is now complete for Dignitas BlinG. And a lot of other things about BlinG. In the recent WCG, he took him out from MVP. One of the only players to do so. Did so in a very convincing fashion. Could have even potentially won another game there. So, very, very good play from BlinG. And he also defeated a bunch of very powerful players. This guy is awesome. This guy is going to go far, I can guarantee it. And I try not to show bias here, but of course he is my UK brethren, so it's really hard not to. I love Haypro to death as well. Bear in mind, this is the guy that almost beat MVP in a straight set and defeated Nesty, as well as several other amazing players. And this guy barely gets time to practice either. That's what really amazes me about Haypro, is that he's such an awesome guy and an awesome player, but for many reasons, mostly family-related, he barely gets to play sometimes, and yet still pulls off these amazing wins against world-class, best-of-the-best players. And think about that. There are times when apparently Haypro can't even play for an hour a day, and yet he beats Nest T? Yeah, this guy's good. He even manages to keep a drone in the base for the longest time. A little bit of micro there from BlinG to try and stop that probe from scouting out, but the thing is, that drone doesn't see the Stargate. That's the most vital thing about that. He's got to shut that down, and he knows it. Now, where is that Stargate? Stargate is actually... I don't think it's in vision range of those Lings, even if they were to run up there. And he probably won't anyway, because he doesn't want to lose the Lings to those cannons. In the meantime, macro has been going on for Haypro, of course. He's been building drones. He's also brought a Roach Warren up as well, but he's about to have to contend with this Stargate. Now, the nice thing about being in these close positions here is that the Void Ray can very easily hop over to the third and deny it. Spore Crawler coming down right now. Single Spore Crawler won't be enough to deal with this Void Ray, especially if there's a Phoenix there to provide him a little bit of cover, especially from the Queen there, as you can see. See what he decides to do. He's going to go for it. Haypro is currently supply blocked as a result of losing that Overlord. And that's a second Queen out, so that's effectively shut down here. So Haypro is able to get that Queen over from his natural. So a nice little bit of defense there, but now he's got to worry about his Overlords. And this is the other thing that this early Stargate actually does, is it prevents Overlord map coverage. Any Overlord that ranges out of position can be picked off without any opposition by these air units. It's going to be a lot of Phoenixes to back up the Void Ray, and then more gateways. Now, BlinG back in the day used to be known for pretty much 6-gate, 2-base execution pushes, so pretty much all the time. He's diversified his strategies very significantly, as you can see, and that's going to be a freebie Queen right there. Oh, so close to actually... Oh, wow, the Queen lives on a single HP. That shouldn't have even happened, but you know what, it did. Unfortunately, it now dies, but it does take a Phoenix with it, so not a bad little attempt there. Now it's been redeployed. Second Queen is down, so that's a bit of damage done to the economy of Liquid Haypro. And now redeploying that Spore Crawler. Another Queen moving over to the side here, and BlinG's control is being tested. There we go. He needs to get out of there now. He really... he should be able to attack from that side, actually. He could do damage here. Could still snipe off a couple of drones from outside of the range of those Spore Crawlers, but decided not to do that. In the meantime, what's he been doing? Well, he's forced the Hydra Den out of Haypro. The thing is, Haypro always has a Roach Warren, so we could be seeing Roach Hydra comp from him, which would make perfect sense, because BlinG does not have Robotech, so Roach Hydra composition is absolutely fantastic. BlinG would be in a lot of trouble if that would have come crashing down on his door, and that's exactly what's going to happen by the looks of it. +1 coming in, there's the Hydras coming in as well. In the meantime, BlinG's Force of Phoenix is moving around, trying to make sure that he maintains map control as much as possible, and working his way through here as well. So he's going to be able to get Zealots on the ground in order to harass that third fairly shortly, and Haypro doesn't actually know about that just yet. In the meantime, yet more harassment. Another Queen sniped off quite nicely there by BlinG, and the Phoenix is moving in. Phoenix count is now at actually 9, which that's actually not a bad count, because the thing about a small number of Hydras is that Phoenixes kill them really fast. They get plus damage against light armored units. You have to have a large number of Hydras to effectively deal with a large Phoenix count, and that is a large Phoenix count. Haypro is once again supply blocked, and BlinG is still actually behind in supply. Something to consider. BlinG's been stuck on 2 bases for the time being. Can't really expand safely with the threat of Haypro just piling on that pressure. He can just open that tap and bring the pain. Another Hydra sniped off. Really great control right here by BlinG. And is he going to lose? He's actually not even going to lose a single Phoenix in the process. That is really nicely done. A second Queen's going to go down here as well. Spore Crawler being very easily tanked. And BlinG gets out of there without losing a single Phoenix. Exceptional control there. But the Hydra count is starting to get scary. Now is the time where he needs to transition into something that is not Phoenix. He's forced a load of Hydras, now he wants to do damage. That's exactly what he's going to do. Having broken through the back wall, in come the Zealots right here, and Haypro needs to do something very special to deal with that. That is a lot of Zealots, a huge amount, and the Phoenix is coming in from the back to pick off the Hydralist defense, and that drone line is absolutely massacred. BlinG in unbelievable form at this point. Finally ends up losing a Phoenix thanks to those Spore Crawlers, and that third is getting hammered. However, does Haypro have the units he needs to chew through that? Quick pick up and go once again with those Phoenixes. Hydras are now airborne and very much dead indeed, and BlinG is losing the remainder of his Zealots, but he has destroyed that mineral line, because he hasn't really taken advantage of that. He hasn't been able to expand behind it, and if he stays on 2 bases for too long, then Haypro will eventually be able to crush him. He's got to watch out for that. He's going to start to get mined out here in his main. Needs to try and take a third. That's exactly what he's going to try and do right now. Single sentry needs to be... it's going to get picked off here. That would be really unpleasant. Zealots now moving in to intercept. Will he be able to get that sentry? Oh, the sentry's done. Nicely done there by Haypro. And that's a free trade right there. 2 Zerglings for a sentry. Absolutely. More Zealots being warped in. +1 upgrade was quite early there. He's looking for charge as well. But I think the Hydra count is now sufficiently large for BlinG not to want to do that. It's a lot of DPS available there. In the meantime, the Phoenix force in the air is actually getting ridiculously large. There are now 2 Stargates up. It's going for +1 ground armor. Don't believe he's picked up... Yeah, he hasn't. He hasn't picked up air yet. And he's putting in some Dark Templar as well. That could be a bit of a surprise here for Haypro. Oh, he needs to be really, really careful not to lose that. Not the kind of control we want to see from BlinG. In the meantime, Haypro is rebuilding his economy. He's still ahead of his opponent. BlinG could very easily saturate the third and catch up, but he's got to watch out. Army supply count currently in favor of BlinG, but it's not an ideal army composition. Hydralisks versus Zealots without charge? Not a good thing. Another queen picked off right there. Picking off queens is so incredibly important. Not only does it prevent, or at least slow down creep spread, but more importantly, it prevents lava injects, which means less units, which means less economic growth. Scary stuff right here from BlinG. Roach is on the way, though. This Roach Hydralisk composition will absolutely destroy the Zealots of BlinG. BlinG has got to do something about this. He's going to transition through, by the looks of it, to Zealot Archon. +1 armor coming in right there. In the meantime, BlinG looking to snipe off yet another queen. Not able to do so. Too many Hydralisks on the field right now. Can move around the side, see what kind of damage he can do, but he must have seen the Roach Hydra comp. So, Zealot Archon will be his answer to that. He's not as far ahead in upgrades as I would like, honestly. He's working now on the +2. He's got the +1 armor, which will certainly help him against Hydra DPS, but still. Not liking that. In the meantime, though, look at what he's managed to sneak in. A large force of Zealots has been warped in via this proxy pylon here, and is now going for the mineral light. And the question is, will he go for a two-pronged attack? There is the Zealot attack. He wants to take the lair out, actually, which is incredibly risky, I feel. But at the moment, that force is actually moving forward to try and engage this force of Zealots here. So that lair is going down. A two-pronged attack right here by BlinG. Nicely done there. In the meantime, a little bit of Overlord action, spreading some creep, getting some visibility. But the problem is, now, how the hell does he deal with this Roach Hydra force that's coming on him? The lair has been taken out, and the tech is being annihilated one by one, but still, there is no really good answer to this unless these Phoenixes are able to stop it. There are 6 DTs, however. No detection on the map. This will be the answer. Once those DTs actually go in there and start to work on the defense, they should be absolutely fine. Oh, don't go in there. Ouch. That is a lot of Phoenixes. 6 taken out. Are the DTs actually in here? No, they're not. Where are those DTs? There they are. DT's now moving in, and Haypro doesn't have any detection whatsoever, and he doesn't have the lair. This is the really crucial thing that BlinG just did. Taking the lair out when there's no Overseer means that those Dark Templar cannot be killed. There is no way that can happen. In the middle of the field, those DTs will be able to absolutely slaughter. He has 12 Dark Templar on the field. That is the most DTs I've seen in a pro game for a very long time. And now looking to take out the spawning pool as well. Some crazy play right here by BlinG. Really strategic thinking. The lair is finally going to go up, and at this point, I would say that those DTs have got to be turned into Archons and start to rebuild his Zealot force here. Going in now would be not particularly wise. To be honest, though, he probably has enough DTs to actually beat the army of Haypro at the moment. More damage being done. Haypro's taking an economic pounding, but so has BlinG. He's lost his third base. He's rebuilding it right now, but he's starting to get really mined out here, as you can see. Needs to watch out for that. This is the income comparison right now. Haypro still with the lead and still with a reasonable amount of tech, but he's having to rebuild. Roach Warren coming back up. He's built some more Hydralisks, so he's in a good situation there, but he's actually banking up a ton of minerals because he can't spend them on anything yet. And here come the Archons. 6 Archons coming in, +2 ground armor coming in as well, +2 weapon available. Zealot Archon is the response, and we've also got a Spire coming up as well. Not really liking that just yet from Haypro. That's not going to do so well against that many Archons, but we'll see how it turns out for him. He would be able to transition a Mass Muter out of this, I feel. Finally rebuilding here, because he hasn't been mining gas from this space, so only 4 gas, been limiting the number of Hydralisks he's been able to get on the field. Roach count isn't looking so scary either, but he does have a significantly larger army than his opponent. An engagement here for BlinG would not be a good idea. All he needs to do is try to hang on to his third. Big warp in once again. There are some Stalkers in the mix as well, but primarily Zealot Archon. +2 missile attack coming up right here for Haypro. His economy has stabilized. He's in a good position, having taken an immense pounding from his opponent earlier, losing a lot of drones, losing a lot of tech, losing his lair, losing his Roach Warren, and even his spawning pool. However, BlinG does have massive force of Archons. Still, we'll have to see how this one goes. He's going to engage a creep. This is unfortunate. BlinG needs to get the hell out of there immediately. This is a bad engagement arc right here for BlinG, extremely so, and now he's going to go for it. I don't know if he's going to be able to slice through that. Not with those Zealots. I don't feel that's going to happen. This is not looking like a good engagement for BlinG at all, and Haypro is going to be able to smash his way through these Archons. Now the Zealot defense is gone. Hydralisks do melt Archons very, very rapidly. Does BlinG have enough Archons to break his way through here? I think not. Haypro crushes in the center. That was a terrible engagement there for BlinG, and Haypro now with a massive lead. In the meantime, Zealot's now moving into the third. Will they be able to do any damage? Maybe pick off a queen here and there, but I'm not liking this. That was not... He should have pulled back there. He really, really should have. He saw that coming. He should have pulled back immediately. In the meantime, also look at the creep spread. Because of the lack of Observer, Haypro's been able to spread all the way across the map. And now Haypro's going to bring down a big brute force hammer blow on top of BlinG. That's not going to work out for him. BlinG needs to leave immediately, losing several Stalkers for no reason. That's gone. He can't defend it. And at this point, looking very, very likely that a win could happen. However, DTs have been warped in. The Overseer has not been deployed just yet. If he's able to slice up this force, he even holds the third thanks to the DT warping. Another Overseer on the way. DT's now moving in. Where is that Overseer? Okay, moving in to intercept. He's got to be careful. BlinG doesn't want to go anywhere near that. Oh my god. That is a lot of gas taken out immediately. Haypro with a nice catch right there. Good interception. And no, no, no. BlinG does not want to be there. GG, ladies and gentlemen. Haypro with the defeat of Dignitas BlinG. Excellent performance there from Haypro, coming back from immense harassment early on in the game. Some great strategic plays there by BlinG, but unfortunately he had several bad engagements which resulted in his defeat. Haypro, very cool and very calm, and is able to macro back up and defeat his opponent. But an excellent game from both as far as I'm concerned. You know, that wasn't even planned, but there's the Zerg victory music, folks. There is the Zerg victory music for Haypro.